If you've been looking for that easy way to monetize your podcast, this just may be it. Welcome to Castos Ads. Hey there, Craig Hewitt here from Castos. Excited to share with you today a brand new introduction to the Castos platform, which is Castos Ads, our one-click way to monetize your podcast through smart, dynamic ad insertion in all of your content. I think that's really the epitome of a platform like this. Is a lot of ad tech just adds things to the latest episode. Castos Ads, we're adding pre-roll and post-roll ads to all of your back content for your podcast. So I have a podcast with 280 episodes. All 280 episodes of the podcast are getting listens all the time. When I turned Castos Ads on in my podcast, I started making money immediately from content I recorded 5 years ago. It's just a great way to set it and forget it. There's literally no customization, no settings, no chasing down of sponsors, no late checks. And people said, oh, I mailed it last week. Well, you didn't get the check yet? You know, a lot of us as creators don't want to put our sales hat on. I have a sales background, but even for me, I just want to create content. I have a whole lot of other stuff I want to do. And when it comes to making money from my podcast, the last thing I want to do is go prospecting and go selling and closing people on deals for my show. And so a platform like Castos Ads is great because literally I go in, I enable Castos Ads for my podcast, and then the algorithm and the platform takes care of all the hard work of matching my content with where my listeners are, what they're interested in, and matching up the best sponsors out there. And we manage all of the library of sponsors and the ad inventory with you, your listeners, and your content. It's a great marriage. So, how do you set up Castos Ads? To apply to join the Castos Ads program, simply log into your Castos dash, head to the Monetizations tab, and here you'll see an area to enroll in Castos Ads as well as Castos Commerce. That's in early access right now. But to enroll in Castos Ads, just click Join Today, and you'll be added to the waitlist. We're reviewing applications on a regular basis, and your show will be approved in around 24 hours. You'll receive an email notification from us once you've been added to the waitlist like this, and then once again when your show is approved to continue the setup for Castos Ads. The only last step you'll need is to enter your PayPal email address so you can receive payouts from us. More on that in just a minute. The last step to setting up Castos Ads in your account is to enter a valid email address here that you use with PayPal. We use PayPal to send payments after each month is concluded, and that'll go directly from our account to your PayPal account, and you're free to then transfer it to a bank account or just use it to spend money online. We like PayPal because it's pretty ubiquitous. Almost everyone out there has a PayPal account, and it's an easy way for us to pay you in a mechanism that everybody understands and has access to. You may be asking yourself oh, don't I need thousands or tens or hundreds of thousands of downloads to qualify for a program like Castos Ads? And the answer is no. We're democratizing podcast monetization with this tool. There's absolutely zero minimum download counts or number of episodes published or anything like that. You can literally start a podcast today, apply for Castos Ads, and start making money from your content tomorrow. It's that fast. For a long time, I think podcast monetization has been out of reach for the vast majority of us. If you're not Joe Rogan or one of these big name shows or bought by Spotify, your chances of making money from podcasting has been pretty tough. And with Castos Ads, we're really proud to bring this to the masses so everyone has a chance of making good money from their podcast. You might be asking yourself, okay, if there's no settings, how do I know what kind of content is being served to my podcast and that my listeners are tuning into? And the answer is it's a bit of a black box, right? Beauty of programmatic ad insertion is kind of don't get a choice, right? Because we don't want to make you do all the work of finding the sponsors and closing deals and getting checks and things like that. And in return, it's literally just a click of a button. We do exclude categories that we think would be offensive or harmful for your brand, things like alcohol, drugs, religion, pornography, things like that just nobody wants to hear ads about in their podcast, right? So there's not going to be anything that could be offensive to you and your brand in advertisements that are delivered through Castos Ads. You can rest assured that the content is going to be benign, not offensive, and will align well with your brand and your message and the things that your audience wants to hear about. So everyone's question is, okay, Craig, this sounds great. One click, I start getting money from my podcast. How do I get paid and when do I get paid? So the way that Castos Ads works is ads will run for a month. At the end of a month, we take a bit of a reporting period to reconcile with the ads that were served in your content in the previous month, do a bit of accounting to make sure that's all squared away, and then we will be paying those impressions out about 2 months after the end of the previous month. So for example, you had ads that ran on your podcast in April. At the end of April, we do some reporting on our end, and we'll be paying you not in May, not in June, but July 1st. So you'll get a PayPal transaction from us directly to your PayPal account on or around June 1st, so about 2 months after the end of the previous month. Everyone's favorite topic in podcasting is analytics. How can I tell who's listening and from where and what kind of device and all these kinds of things? And the same is true with advertising. We know this, and we built in a powerful reporting dashboard to tell you how many impressions, how much money you're making from your podcast, and what the monetization status of your podcast looks like. And here we have a brand new monetization dashboard so you can know how much money you're making from your podcast, not just with Castos Ads, but we're looking ahead a little bit to Castos Commerce and a really full suite of monetization that we're going to be offering around donations, subscriptions, and one-time purchases associated with your podcast. And here you can see total earnings for your podcast in the last couple of months. We can see we've made a couple $100s from our podcast in the last couple of months. That's a really great start. Drilling even further down, we can see we're breaking down revenue not just by ads, but by ads and direct listener contributions through things like donations. If we look at the advertising section of the monetization dashboard, we can see more information about total ad impressions, when the last payment was sent, when we're expecting the next payment, and total dates to payment. So how much money have you made over the lifetime of running ads on the Castos platform? We drilled down from there into by podcast, how many impressions and what were your earnings in the most recent month. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of Castos Ads. We're thrilled to be able to introduce this, not just to our customers, but to the podcasting world as a whole. I think that programmatic ad insertion and dynamic management of your content is the future of ad monetization. Host-read ads and selling directly to sponsors is great if you already have a big audience, if you're already into sales. But if you just want to go great content and literally click a button and make a little bit of money from your podcast, this is the way. We have a lot of great improvements that we're bringing to the Castos Ads platform here over the next couple of months. So definitely stay tuned to what's cooking here. We have a lot of really great stuff around how to monetize your podcast that we're excited to share with you soon. As always, if you're enjoying the channel, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know if this helps serve and solve the problem of podcast monetization for you. And we'll see you soon.